Welcome back to the Just Frats show. Um, Replay viewers, I really appreciate the time that you give to see what I have to offer. And tonight, I want to know what you do. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Looking forward to that. And I also reveal the recommended read of the week. So that is going to take place tonight. Every Wednesday, I have a book that I recommend for business owners and salespeople out there. Hinsdale Girl, thank you for joining. So it's not going to be that long. We'll probably talk about 15, 20 minutes. I'll talk a little bit about the book that I'm going to recommend. And then I normally talk a little bit about baseball. But right now, as a Yankee fan, we don't have a lot to talk about. Looks like Houston's going to we're on the verge of losing 3 straight. My crosstown rivals, the Mets. I have a good friend there, Duty Ron. He's at the game tonight watching the Mets clean up over there, 6-1 behind Syndergaard right now. So I really don't want to talk too much about baseball like I normally do. I did have someone reach out to me and wanted to know about the bobblehead that's behind me here, if that's someone famous. And it is someone. It's a bobblehead that was meant. It's me. Okay. I had a owner of years ago. He gave all the GMs a president, and that bobblehead is me. So it's not someone famous, but I got my own bobblehead for Dustin, who reached out to me in Houston that wanted to know. So that's the only question I got from the last live stream that I did. So I'd like to know a little bit about what people do. And I ask this question sometimes to sales reps out there that I train. No problem, Hinsdale Girl. The comment of what do you do, that question of what do you do is something that people, they go, what do you mean? I was like, well, the job that you do, what do you do? And it's amazing how they really don't they tell me what the HR job description is. So if they're in the wireless industry, they'll say, well, I sell phones. And I said, no, that's what you sell. I'd like to know what you do. And they sit there and they're scratching their head and they don't know what I mean by that. And I'll say, well, who's your ideal client? They go, businesses. And I said, well, what do you do for businesses? And they go, well, we sell them phones. And I'm still trying to extract from them that they do a lot more than selling phones. And after a conversation goes for a little while, some of them start figuring out that they work with business owners to help them improve their revenues. Well, then that's what you do. And so many people, they get hung up on what they sell and they never take some time to step back to really analyze on what they do. And they can give a better description of themselves when they're out there networking and meeting people. I could be in a group of people out there in a networking group or sitting at a networking table for breakfast, and someone asks me, what do I do? If I go, well, I'm a sales trainer. Well, that's nice. Can you pass the sugar, please? But if I change it up a little bit and just say, I transform sales reps into sales professionals with engaging workshops. Now I have their attention. And you'd be surprised when I say I transform sales reps into sales professionals. And the owners will say, well, wait, whoa. What do you mean? And then I tell them a little bit of what I do and how I do it. And they go, well, I have a bunch of sales reps and none of them are sales professionals. And that has created the conversation for me to begin introducing my services into that company on how I could help them out. If I just stick to, I'm a sales trainer, their thought is, yeah, well, we got 4 or 5 of them on staff and they do nothing. They don't help us at all. So he's just another sales trainer like everyone else. And if that's the vision they have. So I had to create my own vision. on how I help companies and how I help them decrease employee turnover because I increase their the more sales they get above quota, the less likely you have to replace them. The more sales they get, the more income the company gets besides just the additional revenue for the individual rep. So just with great training, I have to present myself in such a way that I can make an impact in that company. And if I just say, I'm a sales trainer, well, you'd be surprised when they take this class, the sales class I'm talking about, by the end of the day, they realize how they impact companies that they work for. Everything from it could be luggage. Don't say you sell suitcases. How do you impact people? How do you impact your clients, your customers, your businesses that you work for? And if you're just stating the product that you sell, you sound like everyone else. Your goal is to make sure you stand out amongst the crowd. What are you going to say to be able to create that engagement with that potential customer? And that's a big problem I think people forget sometimes. They say, I go to networking events, but they really don't work. Well, most likely you're not saying the right things or asking the right questions. So people say, well, it's a personal commercial or elevator speech that you want me to give. Well, exactly. It's a personal commercial. An elevator speech is totally different. Personal commercial is, why should they do business with you? An elevator speech would be, why should they do business with your company? Totally two different things. And you should master both of them. You never know when you're going to need it. So when you think about when you go to work tomorrow and someone walks up to you in the hallways and asks you, what do you do? Give them a little bit better answer than the product that you sell. Create that engagement that they want to sit down and talk with you. The competition is fierce. In a lot of industries, most competition out there, they have similar price, how impactful you are with companies and making sure that you have a story to back up on what you do. I have numerous stories how I've impacted companies by thousands of dollars. Every job that I go on, I make sure I impact their company by thousands of dollars. If their sales reps increase their sales by 20%, that's just not for 1 month. That's continuously, month after month after month. And if you think about the revenues that are brought in from a 1-week training class, I will impact companies by thousands of dollars based on what I taught them. I could also impact companies by employee turnover. I worked for Verizon Wireless Corporation as a corporate sales trainer. And I was told that a new hire, the first 30 days, it costs Verizon $36,000 for a new hire. Think about that person quits after 30 days and the investment they had in that person from all the traveling, the benefits, the pay, the guaranteed commissions, the training that they put into that person, and they quit after 30 days. So employee turnover in corporations is a problem they're constantly fighting. It's because of the investment that you have to give to the new people that come on board. So if you can minimize employee turnover because their sales have increased and they're overachieving, that will help the expense line when it comes to employee expenses. All these things, I got to make sure that I express that to a potential client who's considering using my services. The same thing is the same for you. Whatever product you're selling, you could be a personal trainer. You'd be selling software, phones. It doesn't matter. You should take some time, think about what you actually do and how you make an impact on your clients. So that's what I have for tonight, talking about your personal commercial and what you do. It's important you know how to verbalize that and communicate that in a way that it creates engagement, because that's what you're looking for. Can you create engagement so that potential client wants to hear more about what you do? Okay. Now, the big thing, it's Wednesday. I reveal the reason why I do this. If you haven't seen it before, every Wednesday I do this recommended reveal, the recommended read of the week. I reveal it. And if you watch a lot of these YouTubers out there, they are constantly revealing what they get from UPS and from the mail and shipments they get. And thousands of people watch this, and they open it up, and it's a pillow. And I'm just amazed by how many people watch these reveals. So I don't get a lot of mail, and I don't get a lot of shipments from UPS. So we'd be waiting a long time for me to reveal anytime I get something of value to open up on live here. So I went with the recommended books. Every Wednesday, I recommend a book for business owners and salespeople out there who would like to improve upon their knowledge. So this week is a book written by Jeffrey Gitomer, okay? And this is one of his first books he ever wrote, and he's famous for this book. It's called The Sales Bible, all right, the ultimate sales resource. And The Sales Bible, this book has sold millions. And if you're not familiar with business books, it's very tough to sell that many books. It's a very difficult thing with business. It's not, there's no werewolves in this, and there's no, crazy creatures to draw that attraction to a read. So anytime a book sells that many copies, it's something special. And I strongly recommend this book for all new salespeople who are new to the game. They might not have a lot of training. They might be looking for to go into sales, get ready for a sales interview. This book here has it all for you. If you got some rust on you and you're sort of in a slump, you might want to go out and invest $20 on this book. To me, it's a great investment for your career. Jeffrey Gitomer has written many, many great books, but this is his first one and really made his name for himself on this book. And it has all the basics in there. It'll tell you different scenarios, great questioning skills. It'll talk about, this situation happens, what should I do? It covers everything out there for all the basic skills for new salespeople. I strongly recommend it. You should have it in your library. I've had my copy for probably 15 years. So it's something that, like I said, if you're thinking about getting into sales or you're new to sales, it's a book that it's a must-have. So that would be my recommended read of the week. That's all I have. If you have any questions regarding sales or leadership or business, please shoot me an email, ed@frats.com. Once again, that's ed@frats.com. You could follow me on LinkedIn. Just look up Frats. You could also follow me on Instagram, Twitter. Just search Frats, and there, I pop right up. That's FRATZED, Frats. Okay. If your company is considering any sales training, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions on what that might entail. I also do a lot of private sales coaching. So if you want to know how that works, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be glad to talk to you more about that. That's all I have for you for this evening. I hope I brought some value to you, and hopefully the Yankees will be able to pull this one out. I think we're down 3-2 in about the 7th inning. Sure hate to get swept in Houston, but we'll see how that goes. I look forward to our next chat. Everyone have a good day.